All right. No matter what you do, no matter what your business is, whatever your hustle is, remember that having cash, money in your bank account is the most important thing for your business, okay? Remember, money is time. And so you spend up all your cash, even if it's to invest in yourself, that means you are shortening the amount of time you have before you have to go back and get a job. And I know you don't want to do that, okay? So when you're dealing with clients and when you're dealing with your own money, I want you to think about it this way. Cash in your account is the only thing you can trust, right? Everything else is either debt or hope. You do credit card debt, you do a loan debt. I mean, it's better than using up all your cash because you can pay things back in monthly payments and monthly installments and minimum payments, right? It does not mean debt is good. Not at all, right? But it is better to pay smaller amounts of $300 a month versus paying $3,000 in 1 month. Okay? So for example, in my business, in this photography and video equipment and everything costs $2,000, $10,000 for a camera, $5,000 for lights, $2,000 for a microphone. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the higher scale you go up, as far as trying to get that good quality stuff, it's like $20,000, $30,000, right? So can you realistically spend $2,000 on a microphone when you're trying to survive and you're living off your emergency funds? No, you don't want to do that, right? And in that case, you either want to finance it if you know you're going to use it every day at every job, or just rent it. Rent it for a couple $100, do the job, make the money, get the profit, and then give that thing back, okay? Right? Because the important thing is keeping your cash. You don't want to spend up all your cash. And you don't want to get a whole bunch of debt either. So whatever you can rent, whatever you can use temporarily and then give back and not have to own it, that's going to help you in the beginning with your cash flow. What I mean by cash flow is money going in and money going out. If your money going in is smaller than the money going out, you got a problem, okay? It's going to be that way in the beginning because you're starting this thing from scratch, and it's okay if it's out of balance in the beginning. But over time, you want the money going out to start coming down, or at least you want your money going out to not increase while your money coming in has a chance to catch up and eventually start making some profit, okay? But if you get a bunch of debt, a bunch of credit cards, a bunch of business loans, or whatever you want, whatever you call it, you get a bunch of debt, this gets higher while you're still trying to do this. And if this is always higher than this, and you're not closing that gap, it's a problem, okay? So keep your expenses low as possible. If you have to use credit cards, it's okay, right? Credit cards aren't evil, but they are very high interest. And so credit cards should be used on a short-term basis, like 30 days, 45 days. For example, let's say you got a big job that came up and it's going to pay you a lot of money, but you have some upfront costs, right? Well, you're going to send out an invoice, right? Maybe you got a deposit, whatever. Your invoice can be paid in $30, 30 days, and your credit card bill is due in 30 days. That means you can potentially pay off the credit card around the same time you get paid from the client. That's fine. That's totally fine. You're not carrying a bunch of credit card debt, right? That's fine. A business loan typically is around like 6-9%, maybe less than that. That's not the end of the world, right? Especially if you're trying to save, not spending a whole bunch of cash. Like for example, let's say there's an investment that you need to buy, a new camera, a van, whatever, right? Of course, you don't want to spend $60,000 on a van in cash, right? You want to get that thing financed, maybe have some payments, $500 a month. That can allow you to go out and get your business, make some profit, make your car payment or van payment. You get what I'm saying? The idea is no matter how excited you are about doing something, especially if you do music, and there's a million things you can do, computers, speakers, soundproofing, all that stuff. Because music people have a lot in common with video editors, because you're always having to listen to stuff, and you always want the best stuff to listen to, right? The nicest speakers, the nicest monitors. That stuff's gonna cost you $10, $15, $20,000, right? And at the beginning, if you have $9,000 in your account and the stuff you're trying to get is $20,000, and look, you can't spend up all your cash. And maybe you want to slow down and just buy what you need for now. Or maybe if you have a big project, go somewhere and rent out a studio or rent out something, pay for the day or 2 or 3, and then leave, right? Right? Don't sabotage yourself trying to go too fast, okay? And we'll talk about that later in a later video. We're talking about investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is fine. Just don't go nuts. Anyway, so I talked about cash being the only thing you can trust, right? Cash is time. Money is time. Money in your bank is time you have left before you have to get a job. So keeping that money there as long as possible is the best thing. Try to keep the money going out small payments, minimum payments, until you can get paid and then pay that thing off, right? Unless it's a big purchase like a vehicle or, something that's bigger, you have to like do it over time. That's totally fine. All right. And I talked about the other thing. It's either debt, cash is king. Everything else is either a debt or hope. Okay. Hope is an invoice. Hope is a bill you send a client. Hope is you tell them, I want you to pay me for this amount. And the understanding is that they'll pay you within 30 days, 60 days, 2 weeks, whatever. And most of the times they will pay you. But sometimes they don't. Okay. So you're hoping that they're going to pay you. You're hoping that they're going to pay you on time. But let me tell you something. Some of your clients will not pay you on time, and some of your clients will not pay you at all. I've gotten stiffed a couple times, and it always comes from those people talking about, let's build a team, and I'm looking for a team, and I'm looking for loyalty, and I'm looking for, bro, I've had celebrities stiff me. Okay, I'm not gonna name any names, but bro, I've had people who are famous not pay me. I've had people who have been on competition shows, national TV shows, not pay me, right? And they still on TV now, haven't paid me, right? $600 not paid me, but they're famous. I'm telling you, it happens, right? Especially my music people, y'all know, they're terrible. Creative artists are terrible when it comes to paying you. So always make sure you get a deposit. That's just a quick little aside. But that's why I say cash in the bank. Like if they pay you cash money, a check that clears, money in your account is the only thing you can trust, right? So when you're making your plans to buy certain things or to pay for certain expenses, use the money and the balances in your account. Use that figure for your planning. Don't try to use the plan or the money that it's coming that you've built out, right? Because if you make a purchase thinking you're going to get $1,000 from this person who legitimately owes you $1,000, but doesn't pay you on time or doesn't pay you all of it, see, now you've committed and bought this $1,000 thing when they only ended up paying you $500. So now you're $500 in the hole, and you thought you were going to wash. You thought you were going to be equal, right? But it just happens like that. Sometimes people stiff you, especially when you're dealing with people who they're on their own as well. They've just started their own businesses, and they're the person writing you the check. They're all emotionally invested in writing you these checks. They see the money going out the door. They see the money that they could put toward their mortgage, and they're giving it to you. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Always make business decisions based on cash in the bank, right? If you have to get debt, a credit card or a loan, try to get low payments. If you use a credit card, Try not to hold the balances. Just use your credit card until you can get your invoice paid. Then pay off that credit card. If you get a business loan, it's fine. You know, it's 3-year, 2-year, 5-year. That's fine. You know, for a business van or business vehicle, you're going to have to stretch that thing out 5 to 7 years. That's totally fine. Just get something that's affordable and don't go crazy. Get what you need, not what you like. Get what is necessary to do the job, but don't go for all the bells and whistles in anticipation of all this money coming in. Just get what you need for now, and you can always trade that thing in and get something better. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there really quick. Cash in the bank is what rules the world for you and your business. A loan and a credit card. Loans are good for just getting bigger stuff and paying small payments. Credit cards are good temporarily to get you to where you're getting a check where you can pay that thing off. Try not to hold any type of credit card debt whatsoever month to month to month, right? Just for a month, maybe 2 months, but don't hold on to balances for credit cards. All right, that's all I got for now. There's more to this. This is really talking about cash flow in your business, and there's more to it, but I want to kind of just get the basics of why it's important to keep your cash. Try to use other things, not necessarily instead of cash, but just have a strategy where you can keep as much cash as possible. Rent what you don't have to buy. If you don't have to buy it, don't buy it. If you can rent it. If you have to use a credit card, only put money on there until you can get paid by an invoice. And if you have to get a loan, just buy what you need. Don't buy what you want if it doesn't necessarily serve the client, right? Don't get the Mercedes utility van when you can get a Ford. It doesn't sound great. I know the Mercedes would be much nicer, but if you can save money, get what you need for now to get the job done, then upgrade it later, okay? Keep the money in your account from escaping too fast. So that way you always keep your time at a nice, healthy 3 to 6 month buffer. Feel me? All right. Y'all take it easy. I'll come back another time tomorrow and do this again. All right. Bye.